Hey, and welcome to Late Night with Tania. I'm Tania Shipman from Simple Solutions Today and Business Automation 101. The real you. What am I talking about? Why am I talking about it? And what's it got to do with business automation? The real you is the person that you are. Are you somebody who can do everything yourself? Are you somebody who needs to use software systems or get some training to be able to do more in your business? Are you somebody who knows the real you? And when you know the real you, you know your skills, your experience, what you can and can't do yourself, and you can actually go in there and get more done, because as the real you, you can honestly say to yourself, I don't know how to do this. And then you can start finding solutions to get it done. Because all of us, and very much myself included, we like to fool ourselves, and we like to fool everybody else. I'm an expert at everything, a lot of people say. And when they do say that, then they're fooling themselves. You're fooling yourself, because nobody's an expert at everything. But it's really easy to put yourself out there as, I can't admit weakness. I can't say that I don't know how to do something. Instead, you put out a false you. You say, yes, I'm doing great in my business. And when you're not, you need to be able to reach out to people to help yourself. Also, when you're doing great, you need to say that as well. In Australia, we have a thing called the tall poppy syndrome, where people don't like to talk about how well they're doing at something because for fear that people will try and cut them down. I call bullshit on that. I think it's an absolutely stupid mindset, and luckily Australia is moving away from it. But it's a case of a balancing act. To find out who the real you is being vulnerable, is being strong, is being able to say, I know what I'm talking about, or I've got no idea. I'm not the person to ask, go to somebody else. And your customers and your clients and the people that you work with will respect you more when you're the real you, when you're the real person. Now, that's not to say that you can't use automation and business automation to be able to make your life easier and to allow you to be the real you yourself. A friend of mine recently posted about how he's always amazed by people who aren't in IM, who think our autoresponder emails are direct emails written to one person at a time. There's a lot of things that people don't know about, but because as the real you, you don't display it all, doesn't mean that you're not being the real you. It just means that you're just saying, yes, there's something in the background that helps me. And when asked, you tell them the truth. You don't bullshit. You don't lie and say, oh, yes, I send out every email myself personally. You don't. But you just say, yes, I use an automation that allows me to send it out. Your replies get answered to automatically, or your replies go to my help desk, or your replies go to some way of dealing with the situation. But the real you is always real. The real you is warts and all. The real you is the person who can do what they can do in their business. And the real you is the person who's struggling with something, who doesn't get why it won't work. And the real you can ask for help. And the real you can say, hey, look at how good I'm doing with something. Because the real you is real. And we all win, we all lose, we all make absolutely fantastic things happen. And we also do really, really stupid things. And that's part of being real. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is useless all the time, if you want to even use that word, which I don't want to, but I'm just trying to let you know, if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I'm not getting anything done, you need to ask for help. And Business Automation 101 is the right place to ask. Because non-judgmental, and believe you me, if I see anybody judging, they're going to be jumped on. But it's an opportunity for you to say, hey, I don't get why this works or doesn't work, or has anybody tried this and it's failed for them or it's worked for them, or who knows or what. This is what the group is here for. Ask your questions. What is not working? What is working? Share all that information. And every time you do that, whether by liking somebody else making a comment because you wanted to know the answer but you weren't quite ready to post, or by sending me a private message and going, can you answer this question? Be the real you, warts and all, good days, bad days, whatever it might be. What you want to share, what you don't want to share. It's all up to how you want to demonstrate the real you. But the real you is a really amazing person. And the real you is the person I want to know. So I'm perfect at everything, you don't really think that person would get on with me. I'd be annoyed or calling bullshit or saying, hey, I don't think you can be perfect all the time. It just doesn't seem possible. The real you tells me about great things that are happening and I'm able to celebrate with you. The fake you goes, oh, yes, no, everything is wonderful, as you're seeing posts about, how do I make more money, or, how do you cut costs? The real you is the person who tells the truth. Whether you tell all of the truth, part of the truth, some of the truth, but it's about being ethical and being real and being there in the time and helping people when you can and asking for help when you need it. So for all of you who are happy with the real you, yay. For those of you who are struggling with the real you, ask for help in the group. And for those of you who think I have no idea what I'm talking about and want to comment for or against this, I'd love to see your comments. The real you is amazing. The real you is, what's the best way to put this? The real you is real. You're as you are. And that's the person I want to work with. And that's the person I want to see in the group. And that's the person I want to see around meeting with me and talking with me and just meeting up in other groups. So if you're comfortable being the real you, let me know in the comments. If you're struggling with being the real you, let me know what can help you become the real you. And I look forward to seeing your comments about all of this. I'm Tania Shipman from Simple Solutions today in Business Automation 101. Thank you so much for joining Late Night with Tania, and I'll see you the next time. Bye, everybody. Be real.